what would kind of the purpose of that be, or what would that do? Because see, I was in the first group that voted with people.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Yeah. We call it seasoning.
and I won't tell you who I voted for president.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, so what's kind of your thinking behind that?
That, there's a study that was done by Pew that showed that the younger we engage, the sooner we engage young people, the more likelihood that once they were engaged, they would vote over their lifetime. So to me, it's a twofold. We can civically engage young people, get them pre-registered, talk about the process, have that civics lessons about what it means to vote in the primary in Ohio, what that looks like. And then at the same time, as soon as they turn 18, they would be automatically registered to vote. They would get their voter registration, at home or wherever they wanted it mailed to, but have that kind of conversation and that dialogue. I see that as increasing the voter turnout that we all bemoan, increasing that. I would want to partner with high school social studies teachers on this. I certainly don't pretend to have all the answers right now. I would love to create some type of creative video that I didn't necessarily have to be in, for the record. I'll put that out there now. But something that was 2 minutes or less than 5 minutes to capture the youth of today. They're quick. You got to have something quick. If you don't get them in 2 minutes, you don't have them. But again, to reiterate how powerful their vote is and how important their engagement is from an educational perspective, and to keep them in that loop. At the age of 16, at the age of 17, and then by the time it's time for them to vote, hopefully that seed that we planted and cultivated clicks for them, and then we got a lifetime vote.
So you're thinking the program would be run through your office in a partnership with the high school, funded through your office and also?
Funded, we could find the money. I could see us getting foundation grants also for that. I think people, the civic community probably would love something like that. But yeah, I would love to see us do that. My question is, why can't? Why not? Why would we engage young people younger? We want them engaged, and we know that they are the lowest turnout block right now as it is. I want to do something about that, so let's try. I would partner with the 88 boards of elections, bring them together. Let's talk about what this looks like. Let's get the sea of ideas. And if we had to do a pilot, I would certainly be open to doing a pilot and following those students over a course of time, so that then we can even strengthen that program. We gotta go after young people. That will increase voter participation, hopefully decrease voter apathy, and also make them feel engaged in the process.
You actually have the final call on who sits on an election board. And I know Secretary Bronner removed people from election boards. He refused to make appointments, and refused to remove most from Montgomery County. As Secretary of State, how prepared are you to act to do that? Where it's just not automatic to end up on the board.
I mean, if there's chaos, you got to make the hard call. That's why you're the leader. One of the things that I plan to do as soon as I'm elected is to make sure that I visit all 88 boards personally myself. Now, I'm going to have a team, and I know I can't do that on a regular basis, but to get in there and get the feel for those boards of elections and what they need. But if there's chaos afoot, you got to make that hard decision on whether or not you have to let a board member go or board members go. That's just part of the job. All 88 boards of elections should know that we are here to provide a service to the voter, and that is our bottom line, that we are pro-voter, no matter if we're small, medium-sized, or large, that is what we're in the business to do. And the more voters that we have come through, the more satisfied customers, if you will, in terms of making sure that they have the requisite information that they need, making sure that voting is simple, convenient, and secure, then we are doing our job. But I would be prepared to make those hard calls if necessary. But I also want to provide the tools, too. I think we need to invest more in our people, especially poll workers, the people who come in, they're doing their civic duty, they're doing it every election cycle or every other election cycle, making the requisite investments in them, because most likely, if you have a poll worker, they usually come back over and over and over again. What are we doing to make sure that we're training them so that we create an environment that has less confusion even on the poll workers' part, on election day. We can do some creative things to make investments in our people, and I want to do that. I want to do best practices too. Let's talk about best practices. For example, in Cuyahoga County, they won a national award for technology. One was for community outreach, and the other was on the auditing side. I don't know how much of that is shared from BOE to BOE, but let's do those kinds of creative things. In Cuyahoga County, if you vote by mail, you know how all of us love our sticker. I mean, I love to go on election day and get my sticker and wear it proudly. Well, in Cuyahoga County, they give a sticker to people who vote absentee. I'm not sure how many boards of elections do that. Let's talk about best practices across the state and try to bring those practices up to scale. But I can make those hard calls. That's what being a leader requires, and I will do it.
Is there a way to build? There's a lot of people out there who don't trust mail-in absentee ballots, and they don't believe their votes are going to be counted. They put them in the mail.
Absolutely.
Secretary of State will say, hey, it's really convenient. Anybody can do it anytime. Is there a way to, as Secretary of State, to build some trust or confidence from the voter in those mail-in ballots and get more people to use them?
I think so. We should track them. I would want to bring up to scale a tracking mechanism. It's like when you have a package that goes through UPS or the Postal Service. They give you a tracking number. If your package hasn't got there, you can go online and track, and they'll tell you exactly where it is. To restore that confidence, we need to provide a mechanism up to scale so that the the mail voter, the person that votes by mail, can track their ballot. So they will know when the Board of Elections has received that ballot. In that way, I think we can restore confidence. You bring up a very good point, which was also brought up in the case that the ACLU argued before the judge economist, the NAACP, ACLU, and et al. Case was really about the African American community, low income, all of the people that they were arguing for do have a heightened lack of trust when it comes to the mail. And the plaintiffs successfully argued that just because you do have absentee ballots going out, that does not take care of that heightened distrust of the mail for those particular groups. So that is not necessarily an answer for them. The answer, though, is to allow people to be able to track their ballot. And if they don't have a lot of people might not have access, as hard as it may be for us to believe, to a computer, or the broadband services might not be up to par in their area, that they would be able to call in with their number and be told by either a person or automation that your ballot has been received.
On the business side, you mentioned the mentorship and about partnering with other things.
Yeah.
Any other ideas for on the business side that you've come up with, or anything? That's I think a real important part, obviously.
This one might seem very simple, but there are there are about 119 forms in the Secretary of State's offices that businesses can fill out. Some of them are, maybe not as commonly used, but in all this time, I think we can find a way to try to automate most of those, unless there's some compelling reason why we shouldn't. 119, that's a lot, and I think only about 13 to 15 of those can be found online. I would want to make sure that we put that online to, again, ease the burdens on businesses and make it easier to do business. I also put together a business persons roundtable. Again, as a legislator, I've come to find out that for everything that we try to fix, sometimes we create another conundrum. It is best that you talk to the group that you are trying to serve. And so I would want to put together a business person roundtable with the entrepreneur has just started to the seasoned CEO, and to talk about what they feel like they need. What can the Secretary of State's office be doing a better job of in terms of providing service for them?